I've asked this question a few times. Why is the Icelandic language important? And more than anything, it's just about sort of checking in. And sometimes, because I'm so deep into teaching Icelandic, communicating about Icelandic, creating study materials or videos, teaching Icelandic one-on-one, I get off the track sometimes and I need to find my way back. And I want to just check in and see, is the Icelandic language important? So I outsourced the question. Many people answered. Icelanders, Icelandic students, people who have never been to Iceland, people who married into it, one guy who just wants to insult tourists in peace. And the answers were often quite good. Many of them are much better than anything I could have come up with myself. So let me now share with you some of the answers that came. Because it is the language that is the closest to the original Nordic language. This is something that I talk about quite a lot, and I hear it from others as well, that modern day Icelandic is the closest living language to the Old Norse, or the language of the Vikings. And if we think about it in terms of time travel, which I think is always great for when you're trying to wrap your head around something, is if we think about, we brought a Viking from the settlement age, from when they were settling Iceland, and we brought him to modern day Iceland, and he would speak to us. We would probably understand him. We might not understand exactly what he was saying, but it would sound like Icelandic. He might also try to kill everybody in the room, but that's another story. It's the language of the Vikings and the medieval sagas, and is one of the purest and well-preserved languages in Europe. And I think that's really accurate as well, and it seems like research backs this up, that while other languages over time have changed a lot, Icelandic, for the most part, has remained very similar to what it sounded like in the past for a very long time, if that makes sense. Whereas when we look at languages like Norwegian and Danish and Swedish, they've changed a lot over time. So whereas they have a challenging time of going back to some of the old texts from their history and understanding it, modern day Icelandic readers might have an easier time of understanding text that is written in an older form of Icelandic. Because when Thor comes back, you can say, Skál Thors, drekkum öl úr keri. I think it's drekkum öl úr keri. Let's drink ale from cauldron. And he will let you go into Þrúðheimar. Oh, and you can even talk to the Huldufolk. They're nice and funny people. Just do not disturb their homes. They get little territorial if you do it. Very valid points. To communicate with lava, jökuls, and waterfalls. So to communicate with lava, glaciers, and waterfalls. Yes, maybe that's why the Icelandic language is important. I think it's cool to speak a language where less than 500,000 speak it. Yes, so that's another aspect of it. It's a very small group of people, very exclusive language. So if you want to get in on it, there's not a lot of people doing it. So that sort of ups the cool factor quite a bit, because it is the native language of Iceland and it's still the closest language to the Old Norse. It would be sad to see it go extinct in the next few decades. Agreed. This is a very deep point because it is the soul of its people. Wow. Language is a window to culture. If you love your culture, preserve your language. I think culture encompasses so much. It's not just facts about what happened in the past, what we think happened in the past, but it's stories, memories, just everything in between. Just a word, any word in the Icelandic language, and think about how it carries great meaning beyond the simple fact of being something that you use to communicate a thought. It is an ancient language that makes up an integral part of European history that is too valuable to lose. I love the sound of it, as I do Welsh. You need to hang on to it and your culture. Love Iceland.
To do a good Welsh accent, you've just got to sound confused. Whose coat is that jacket?
Because it is a language that encodes the identity and culture of a unique people. Preserve that culture and history with your words, because it's a language well kept. All right, this is a long one, and it's kind of an interesting point. When I watched Zootopia and some other Disney movies where it takes place in nature places or medieval times, watching them in Icelandic makes it feel like it has more sense. While English might sound too British or too American, when I watch a movie movie where it takes place in a historical environment speaking Icelandic, I'm not thinking of Iceland, Vikings, or anything in the real world. I feel more immersed in the movie more than watching it in my native Spanish or English. That's fascinating. For me, languages are like music, and Icelandic in a historical settlement feels like playing the right track in my subjective opinion. That's one of the reasons why I decided to learn Icelandic, not only to watch my favorite films, but also to support language numbers of speakers, because if I learn it, it means I am a supporter of the Icelandic language and I will die with this language. And I'm Puerto Rican, where I speak Spanish, a completely unrelated culture, very different society and everything almost opposite, but I feel integrated to not only speak a language, but also behave and think like an Icelander native does. I also want to become like them, mentally disciplined, responsible, punctual. I'm not sure what you heard. Punctual, kind, generous, etc. Icelandic is not only a mouth and tongue that only makes different sounds based on ethnic groups. Icelandic, ever since I started studying it, made me see the world differently. It made me think differently. It's a different world, mysterious yet beautiful for a foreigner. Perspective and languages, and any language, should never die. Yeah. That's very good. It is the original Old Norse tongue, beautifully mixed with Anglo-Saxon. Íslenska heldur í gömlu norskuna og keltneskuna sem blandaðist inn með írsku blóði, þannig að gamla norskan litaðist smávegis. Það einstakt mál. And then somebody is asking, is it? Well, I don't know. That's the question. Is it? Is it important? To learn a difficult language that speak 300k peoples, I think, is no logical thing. Okay? Well, that's one way of looking at it, sure. If we're going by numbers equating something with value, then there's quite a lot of things and languages that we could just do away with because it's not reaching some certain amount that makes logical sense. The language of Snorri Sturluson and Halldór Laxness, yes. Because it is beautiful and my mother wouldn't have had her sweet accent without it. So no logic, just emotion behind this comment. Because we often operate under this auspice or idea that everything that we do is logical. We should just do things that are logical. But I think if you really take a look around yourself and at your own life, logic doesn't necessarily play into a lot of what goes on in life. Modern Icelanders can read 800-year-old sagas in something close to the original language. No other European nation can do this. The language barely moved. It's as if English speakers could casually read Beowulf or Shakespeare without all of the annotations and asterisks explaining what the words mean. It is a powerful representation of a great and wonderful community, culture, and profound history. It is rare, historic, unique, indigenous, and poetically beautiful. And I think this is something that is definitely part of why so many people gravitate towards it. The poetically beautiful aspect of it. It sounds beautiful. It is a vital part of history and an amazing example of an original lexicon rooted in the past, but able to adapt in modern times. Great model for linguists to study and for students to learn. Icelandic is a very old language and is under attack, and only about 300,000 or less people speak Icelandic in the world. How about that?
Catch me outside, how about that?
Because I like to be able to talk about tourists without them understanding me.
What did he say?
Okay, cultural identity. I think this touches on something very important in today's day and age, because with the advent of this, the internet, everybody is connected all the time to people. It's kind of connected the whole world. And I think what we're losing sometimes is things that make other places unique, and everything just kind of becomes the same. And when everything becomes the same, it becomes bland, it becomes boring, and you forget to question exactly why it is that you're doing something. Do you really want to be doing it that way? Or is it just something that you saw somebody else do on TikTok or YouTube, Facebook, and therefore you're adopting that? And what is it about where you're from that makes you unique? Which is not to say that we should just all adapt everything from where we come from. But it seems to me there's this sort of callousness that tries to justify itself using this logic argument that because it's a small and some would say challenging, difficult language, then it does not hold merit in today's world. That's very fast-paced, and we all kind of want what we want when we want it right away, and we're not necessarily stopping very much, it seems, and thinking about the cost of having everything that we want or need right away. It is important because as an Icelander, I can read the old script written in the 1500s, and also because it is a language, what the is wrong with you? I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself that question. Every language is valuable, but Icelandic especially so because it's a living language linked very closely to important historical texts like the Eddas. It is an essential part of what makes Iceland unique. It is a language of Viking antiquity and should be preserved. It is one of the oldest languages still spoken. It is as close to Old Norse as they come, and that is useful in preserving history of Iceland. Modern Icelandic language and Old Norse is almost the same language. Nobody else will understand it. What makes Icelandic an important language? A deep connection to the past. The fact that it's very much a minority language of the world, thus preserves a minority culture. For me personally, I just love Old Norse, and Icelandic is very similar from my side as a Czech native. On my side, I'm Icelandic native, but the one writing it. It's one of the oldest original languages still being practiced. Icelandic gives us an opportunity to embrace history, unique culture, and literature. We meaning Icelanders, do not have old architecture or monuments from our history. We have the language and sagas. In general, in Europe, you can go places and you can see these amazing buildings, some of them having taken something like hundreds of years to be made, and they're preserved. And even though Europe has gone through its share of war, a lot of these old buildings are preserved, and you can see in them the history of the nation that is preserved as a sort of living reflection of what happened in the past. In Iceland, it's not so much of that. There aren't that many buildings that go back hundreds of years that you can go and visit. There are architectural sites and places that are very old, and you can see old buildings sometimes, like the turf houses. But overall, if you look at Iceland and the history, where it's most represented is in the sagas and in these texts, documents that were preserved by not necessarily people of royalty, but farmers and fishermen and just people, everyday people that kept the language going by telling stories and recounting stories and rewriting stories of old and preserving the heritage and the history of the people like that. And I think so much so that the neighboring countries that were maybe more prosperous than Iceland, that were doing well for a longer time than Iceland, are perhaps maybe jealous of that, because it's not the same thing that they have and that we have. And it didn't come without a price. It came, I think, with considerable effort from the people that preserved the language, actively doing it over centuries. And so this brings me back to the point that it would be really sad, I think, to see Icelandic just go away. And I think we're seeing a lot of it today gradually being eroded by various things. Technology may be the biggest one. That's right, technology. I'm looking at you. Bad technology. Many of those who answered my question are choosing Icelandic. Some are choosing it from Reykjavik. Some are choosing it all the way from Puerto Rico, or from the Czech Republic, or from a kitchen in Wales. I don't think anybody is being forced to do so, and no one has to either. I think what's refreshing to me is that we are, all of us, to some extent, actively choosing to use it. Although not right now, because I'm speaking English. Við erum að velja að tala íslensku. That's the part I'm going to think about the next time I start losing the thread in the middle of answering an email. So, takk fyrir að horfa if you've made it this far. And one more thing before you go. I want to ask the question again in a slightly different way. If Icelandic disappeared tomorrow, poof, what's the one word or phrase that you would really miss? Not the one necessarily that's the most famous or even the most useful one. We could probably argue for a long time what would be the most useful one. There are many contenders for the most famous one. I'm just talking about the one that you would actually miss, the one that's personal to you. And please leave it in the comments below, and I'll make sure that it makes it into the next video that I do. Takk fyrir og bless bless.